howdy, folks. As Lee just said, definitely Reds, big up to each and every one of you. Big up if you're not a Red too, I know that we do get visitors and company to our Reds community, and you are welcome to join us in our conversation. So we appreciate it that you're joining us, whether it's live or if it's on replay. We say shout out to you as well. But tonight, we're not going to talk about club football per se. Take a little break since it is the international break, and maybe take a breather from all the ups and downs and all the catastrophes we've been going through when it comes to getting through the storm that is Liverpool Football Club currently. And we're gonna not talk about maybe even Liverpool's title chase or transfer targets. We're going to talk about something deeper: the national teams that live in our hearts. Basically, this is an opportunity to just have a fun little conversation, an opportunity to enjoy listening to stories or listening to some insight about teams that maybe some teams that we don't know much about, maybe some teams that we did enjoy watching ourselves, or maybe some teams that we dreaded seeing against us on the pitch. And we're going to talk about three teams I love. I even brought up more than one. I do have one that's definitely generates the most fervor in my heart. But we got JK, and we also have Lee joining us today. They're going to give some insights as to what their favorites are and what they're thinking of, as well as to who we should be talking about in this conversation. So big up to Lee. How are you doing, Lee?
Sound, mate. Good, yeah.
Okay. And JK, how are you?
All good, bro. How you doing?
Lee, good. I know JK is short on time, so we're going to make sure that JK gets the opportunity to give us his podium of teams that definitely were special, that kind of shaped his football soul in a sense when it comes to international football. And it's pretty simple. The idea is pretty simple, what we're going to do. I mean, but who was the team? When you've had a long history with football, you had a long history of watching, I'm sure, international football. Was there a team that you would say was the team that you always enjoyed watching, the team that you would make an extra effort, to go out of your way to go watch if they were playing on the television?
I've got a few teams.
You have a podium, so you can give your gold, silver, and bronze medals. You can give your gold, silver, and bronze. So give me your gold medal.
Well, I'll go with the bronze first, bro. I'll work it up to the top. For me, the bronze position would probably be Italy, the Maldini era of the national team. Breezy as well. I think that was the Paolo Rossi sort of, I wouldn't really say Del Piero, but that Maldini sort of era of Italian football. The one in '82, I was just a kid then. But that will be my third team. My second team for the silver position.
Okay, wait, hold on. You know what? Too.
Okay.
I'm gonna put yours down too. I'm gonna put all of our selections down so I have them all together. So your bronze was Italy, Italia. What year?
82.
82. Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Your silver.
My silver is Argentina 86.
Oh, yeah. That was a great team.
Great team, bro. Maradona destroyed England on his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a top team.
Yeah.
Top team. I don't know. I just like the way they played. A little bit just different to every other standard sort of team. They were a bit crafty. You know what I mean? That's what I liked about them. The way McAllister plays sometimes, that type of team, So that was my second sort of team silver. And my gold one, is the 1990 West German team, the Germany team,
So which one is which German
the
team?
1990 team.
Oh, okay. All right.
Lothar Matthäus, bro. I don't know. I think Lothar Matthäus was the German player. I was like, yo, this guy is everywhere. And like you're just gonna get past him and stuff. And he really got me into the German team, you know, like then you had Rudi Voller and people like that. But for me, Lothar Matthäus, bro, he was the out and out DM, solid. And they were a solid
just
outfit.
A good team, wasn't it? It was a well put together team,
Yeah.
like obviously it
Proper
won.
organised.
Yeah. But that year, like well, there was Italy, wasn't there? Argentina went out. Argentina was the final, wasn't it? Italy went out in the semi, didn't they?
Then
Well,
Germany won it.
For that German team, for instance, what was that first moment or memory that made that national team like stick out for you? What was like you mentioned the player, but I mean like what was it that player did, or when was it that you were like, wow, this is something?
Well, what it was, bro, it was the organization and the setup of it all, very organized. You know, like when you look at a German car, Mercedes, BMW, all proper made, proper organized. And I realized with this German team, it was proper organized, and the way they just played, bro, together. You know, I think that was the first, because I like football to be organized.
Right.
With a hint of freedom in there. But when you look at the team, you had Bremer in there, Buchwald, Rudi Voller, Matthäus, so Klinsmann as well, bro. And Andreas Bremer.
Yeah,
he went
Bremer,
to Inter Milan as well. But I just like the discipline. That's the word. Discipline. Yeah, man. And that's the thing for me, bro. The way I look at football, I like disciplined teams who play with a bit of freedom. You know, they're disciplined, really well organized, everything. And that's what Germany football, and in the tops they were wearing in that World Cup as well, they're sort of similar to the ones that wore yesterday. They're sort, you know, that red, yellow, and black going across the shirt.
Right.
And that's what they're gone back to this year. But for me, it was that German team of the 90s, proper organized, bro. And that really got me into football, like international football.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. And these are teams we've seen, obviously, because there's been some really incredible German teams as well. I mean, those Jurgen Klinsmann teams were pretty phenomenal as well. You know, some of those Jurgen Klinsmann teams that
even the one that beat Brazil 7-1.
Yeah,
that was a big team as well.
The best Brazil team to watch in my lifetime, I think it didn't win the World Cup, but was '98 when Ronaldo got injured. Ronaldo Nazario, obviously, and then France.
Yeah, he didn't get in. I don't think he got hit. I thought it was he got sick. I thought he got like
he got a bad injury, didn't he? And it was just like pointless him even being near the stadium. But yeah, that was a great Brazil team that in '98 in France. That was probably the best. I mean, the '94 one was good with Romario and Bebeto. And,
well, let's wait. Let's save those. Because I don't want to take away.
But I liked that '98 one because Roberto Carlos and whoever was on was it Cafu? Was it on the bloody right or something?
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about. Cause I was going to say, tell me a little more about the '82 Italian team, because I don't remember that vividly about the '82.
My first one, I remember, some of my memories are quite good though, and clear. Well, I remember France were a good, exciting team, right, with Platini and Jean Tigard in midfield. At the back, they had Marius Trésor, the sweeper, and they had like Alan Giresse at left back and Dominic Rocheteau up front, and a couple of. They were a good team, France. And there was that terrible tackle, went from Schumacher on Battiston, and France played Germany. That was a good France team. That.
But what was it about Italy? Because I know that you just ranked them pretty high. I mean, you had them as bronze, so they made their bronze.
What it was, bro? Remember, there was a player called Paolo Rossi. number 20.
Yeah, oh, totally, yeah.
And what it was, he scored that goal, and the way he celebrated that goal stuck in my head as a kid.
Okay.
That's what it was, bro. It was just the way he was sort of crying, and like he couldn't believe he scored, and that it was just weird, man.
It was
And
dead
it just stuck in my
public.
head for years, bro.
Yeah,
I was like,
everyone knew that. Like the big thing was he was coming back from a ban. He'd been banned in a betting scandal, which is almost a cliche when you're talking about Italian football. But sometimes cliches are there for a reason. Anyway, he come back from that, and then he did that, didn't he, for Italy at the '82 World Cup, which was crazy to beat that Brazil team. It's that's probably the best Brazil team ever. I think. Like it is.
We'll have that conversation in a bit, Lee.
I can't say though because I was too young to appreciate it properly at that age. It was only the next World Cup where I understood football and I was old enough.
We'll have that conversation in a bit. Let me see about that too. I'll pull it up too, because it was
Zico soccer.
So it was 1982. First Brazil World Cup match.
It was the celebration from the midfielder Marco Tardelli in the final when he run off shaking his head like slowly. That was brilliant. That celebration.
Yeah, he was the MVP, wasn't he? Paolo Rossi was the MVP. I think he was the MVP. He scored 3 goals. But looking at the team for Brazil, Leandro, Oscar, they had Junior. So, by the way, I do have to say though, their captain in that year could have had the best name for a player. I loved it. Socrates, remember him?
Yeah, Socrates. Yeah, he was brilliant.
Yeah,
Rai was his like cousin or something, one of his nephew. The player Rai a few years later in the midfielder. He was brilliant. Smoked and everything, didn't he? He was brilliant midfielder. How Italy would beat them, I'll never know, with Zico and everybody in the team. That was a crazy one, that.
Is that good? Yeah, I mean, Cabrini. Let's see.
Yeah.
Bruno Conti.
Yeah. At the back, Italy had Cabrini at left back, I think Shiraya.
Yeah, because Norm was saying,
Norm
was saying about their defense was like so impressive to watch. I mean, they scored. Their defense was impressive, but in that final, they let in 2 goals. They let in 2 goals. Even though Italy was up first in that game. I'm just looking at the game review, at least. I see that they were up first in that game. Scored in the 5th minute, and then Socrates scored in the 12th. And then they scored in the 25th and the 74th. But it's one of those that team is a pretty talented team. You're right about that. Absolutely right about that. I would have. I don't remember too much about that game, though. Unfortunately, I can't say that.
I remember the merchandise. Some people had Spain '82 like lunch bags or whatever, or a bag for school. When you have it when you're a kid, and you have a bag for school with like some books and shit in it. Like you have like Spain '82, and the symbol was a little orange, for like a Seville orange or something with a face on it.
Here's a question for you, Lee. Does anyone remember Mantini, who Milan signed from Torino for World Cup record fee? Capello said he was going to be the best in the world. Then he got injured in a car accident, and he was never the same player. That's a shame.
Mantini, yeah. It's mad. I've been to Milan and Turin. They're the 2 cities I've been to in Italy. But I remember that player, Lentini. Yeah.
That's a shame.
Took Norman in there as well, Red Armchair. I think Italians built their teams on defensive. They were the most disciplined teams back in the days. Italy, solid top defenders. That's why that Bastoni, it's good to see a defender coming up again from them.
Let's see what it was. Yep. Let's see what else they're saying. So, all right. So now those are your three. All right. So those are your three. I have your three down.
Mm-hmm.
Lee, what are your three?
Let's see.
Let's see.
That France 98 team that didn't win it would have been good if Ronaldo didn't get injured.
So France 98 gets your bronze. Okay.
I enjoyed the France team that then won like the Euros. That was good. With Trezeguet scoring. That was a good one. I enjoyed Nigeria with Kanu and Finidi George and Sunday Elise players like that. Good. Good watch. Cameroon was good in '90 because we played them in the.
Yeah. Well, that was like kind of like, yeah. Cameroon start in the '90s. Cameroon was like, all respect to all the other African nations, but Cameroon was like, the pinnacle when it came to, press and the whole like meaning like press as in like coverage, media coverage. They were the team. I mean, there were some very good teams coming out of Africa, but during the '90s. But Cameroon, they were the hot ticket, I guess you could call it. But all right, so I like it. I got your saved Red Armchair supporter.
Norman, yeah, it's true what Norman's saying about the 86 and 90 World Cups were the best. They were the best, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mexico 86, what a World Cup. The 90, what a World Cup.
Yeah, I was old enough to get football just about by the time that came around. Like, I knew what was happening better. Like by that age, it was more interest. It was like we so focused by that age, and I really enjoyed that one in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 94 in America was big because of it's America, you know what I mean? It was like, how are they going to handle it? And that was the main question them days. It was like, how are America a team
our
not
first
into
World
football?
Cup? Yeah, that's the first time we'd hosted the World Cup. I mean, which is surprising. Okay. Which is pretty surprising.
Yeah, surprising. But you're getting again now next year, so. But it was just mad because I remember the first pictures coming from America. It was the Rose Bowl, I believe.
Yeah. The Rose Bowl.
It was mad packed, and we was like, wow. You know, we were like, what the hell is that? Yeah. It was good times, football, them days. It's totally changed now. But I enjoyed the Qatar World Cup, though. I had to say that. I think the Qatar World Cup was good.
The Rose Bowl holds 90, at least 90,000 people. I'm not going to go exactly the number. I'm not sure the exact number, but I know it holds over. It's close to. Because we have a stadium that holds 100,000 people, and then I know a Rose Bowl is like one of the top 5 in the country for like capacity, 90,000 people, and for the games that you saw at the Rose Bowl, wall to wall people, absolutely like packed stadiums.
That bro, and like, but because in them days in England, it was. Like stadiums of 30,000, 40,000, you know what I mean? So when you see that 90,000, you were like, whoa, what's that going on there? Good times, man.
Yeah. The Rose Bowl
94, you know?
The Rose Bowl is set up so it's like kind of like the Coliseum in LA too. Like it's kind of like that Roman, gladiator feel of a vibe when it comes to the confines of the stadium feel. But yeah. All right. So Lee, I got France 98 as your bronze winner. Who's your silver?
I tell you what I really enjoyed was Greece winning the Euros. The football they played was a bit not very good, like easy on the eye, but they managed to do it, and it was a good one under the German coach Otto Rehhagel. The disappointed Czech team, that was a good one to watch, that Czech team, when they had Nedved and loads of others. But Greece sorted out and sort of Portugal as well, didn't they? It wasn't very inspiring, the football, but the story was, for them to win it. because England have never won that. But yeah, it was, and like you said about, someone said in the comments before about USA '94, the Eastern European teams did well. Like Bulgaria got to the semis, didn't they? And Romania did well with Hadji.
Yeah.
Bulgaria had Stoichkov, didn't he, and Lechkov, and like a few others, Kostadinov, a few of them, like, and they were a good team, weren't they? Because I've never seen like an Eastern European team go that far. So that was something novel and new for the USA World Cup that England weren't at. And neither were France.
Yeah.
Both teams didn't qualify.
Which I think he did. Play on that team. Let me double check.
Oh wow. Hey. What I was just say, bro. And Liverpool, Scotland are qualifying for the World Cup. They're beating Denmark, bro. Wow.
Big, huge.
They're going straight through then, automatic. Wow, that's great. Fair play. I think they got a red card, I think, Denmark.
Oof. Yeah, I was trying to think of if he was on that team. I don't think Preki was on that team. You're talking about, like, Eastern Europeans and the likes.
Preki, I remember him for that.
He's Serbian by birth, or
yeah. He played when I went to the derby with, like, it was a load of Reds and Blues went together in about 93-4 season, and Preki was in the Everton team, I remember.
Yeah, like Preki was one of my favorite. He was one of my favorites back in the 90s. He was our super sub. He was he was originally from Yugoslavia, but immigrated to the United States in 84 or 85, something like that, like in the 80s, mid 80s, something like that, and played for like the mid 90 teams of the US team. But he was just like, that's why, like, I guess maybe that's why, sometimes we get into these conversations about some players and being like, oh, he's not a good enough player for this, or he's not a good enough player to be a starter, and this and that. And sometimes I'm like, I get that that's a thing. I get that everybody wants everyone to be a starter. You know what I mean? But like, sometimes there's players that are just, they're I don't want to say their role is being a substitute, but it's just like they just shine as a sub. They're just so, they could start, I'm sure, but it's just like having that difference maker on your bench, you know what I mean, can sometimes be a real benefit. And that's the whole concept of a super sub, to me at least. Maybe that's why, like, I like Shaqiri, for instance, for those reasons. I used to think that Shaqiri was a super
He was very effective sub, Shaqiri, wasn't he? In his time, like, he worked some wonders for us, like, such a gifted player. Shame about the injuries, that he couldn't have been fit all the time, but when he was, like, we got plenty out of him. Klopp got plenty out of him. So I enjoyed Shaqiri, yeah. It was excellent watching him work, like, his close control and that, like, and some of the stuff he did. Cracking little player.
It's like, tell me your opinion on this. Like, I've heard, I know Steve Nicol often would really lambaste Divock Origi, and like, being like, oh, if what is he doing? If he's not really pushing to be a starter, or he was just always about like, oh, he questioned his character and all sorts of different weird things that he would bring out there, like different statements they bring out on Divock Origi. And I'm just like, Divock Origi was fantastic as a sub for us, like, it was an incredible player to know that you had the option of bringing off the bench and giving you moments, Sometimes you gotta have players like that. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not, but I that's how I look at it. And I have no like animosity towards Origi for not being not striving to be that, everyday starter for us. I mean, because I remember Nicol said something about like, oh, like, he's got to really question why Origi would be like, okay with playing with being a sub, being a bench player. It's like, A, you're getting to play for Liverpool. B, you love your surroundings, you love the club, C, you're playing in most often
Big games. Mm-hmm.
big games. And last but not least, you're getting called on when the team needs you the most sometimes, when you need that goal to be the tie, be that goal that brings you glory or brings you the equalizer. I mean, Origi is one of the main reasons why we have a Champions League. So, I don't know. I digress. I guess I'm getting a little bit too much on a tangent. I said we're going to talk about world football here. I talk about Liverpool football. It's just in the heart. All right. So France 98, second team. What was your second team again? I'm going to put it down. I'm sorry, Lee. What was your second team?
It was Brazil 98. That was my favorite one. Like the one that, in France.
So Brazil's your goal. Brazil 98.
Yeah. Roberto Carlos and the real Ronaldo and all them other guys. But
who was your second team? Who was the second team?
It was exciting. Let's see.
Who would be like who's a little bit better than France 98, but not as great as Brazil 98?
The Spain one, the good Spain one was good.
Good shout. Which year?
What years was it when they won it? I forgot.
World Cup or the Euros?
Yeah, World Cup was 2010, was it? And Euros was 2008. I say that Euros team instead of the World Cup team. That was dead good. That Euros 2018.
2010 is the year I think they won the World Cup, right?
Yeah,
they won the Euros in 2008 and then won it in 2012.
Yeah,
I know they won the Euros. They won they won 2 Euros in a row, but it was like right in the World Cup was like in between that too. So like
I remember the
4 years that team was like incredible.
David Villa won it for them mostly as goals or something, but like it was a good Spain team anyway.
El Nino came off the bench as well in that game too.
Yeah, Spain had waited so long for some success on any international level with the national side, so they finally got it, didn't they? And they were cracking sides like the Euros and the World Cup.
They're saying Norm is saying Brazil 982 is probably the most gifted technique-wide side ever been. That's a shout.
Yeah, I used to love all the videos you could get of all World Cup best bits and compilations and that.
Yeah, no. I wish I could play some of the stuff that I was looking up last night. Red Armchair Supporter says, I like the Croatian team with Boban and Sukar.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was Euro 96.
And Johnny, etc. That team was a good team. Now, Croatian team, especially since Croatia isn't a big country, and so I mean, I saw, for instance, the guys on DR Sports did a watch along for that Nigeria Congo game, and what's his name? What's the Ty? Right? Isn't it Ty for? He's a AFC supporter, right? Arsenal supporter. Ty. Anyway, he's Nigerian. And they had oh goodness, they were just falling out over the fact that they just got knocked out of the World Cup. And the guy was talking about Nigeria being like, there's 230 million people or something like that, he said, or something around that number in Nigeria, And I'm like, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. It's a big nation. When you have big nations like that, yeah, you expect a little bit better of a return when you're facing off against nations with like half that size sometimes in population. But all right, Italy, Argentina, Germany are JKs, France, Spain, Brazil. are put 2010, right? The 2010 team is the teams for Lee. Okay, all right. I'm going to. All right, so I'll give you my choices that I had.
Mm-hmm. Hi,
And
Cedric. Hello.
what's that?
I was just saying hi to Cedric in the chat, bro.
Oh, big up Cedric. Big up Cedric.
That'd be cool, man.
Actually, I should have done it from the way that you guys said, from bronze to gold, but I have it from gold to bronze. So I'll just do it that way. It's all good. It's all good. All right. So for my gold place winner, I had. It's weird because I made it. I said 1998 or the 2002 team because it was that 4-year span of the Brazil team that I love so much. And it's weird because like 98 was a difficult year for Brazil. Obviously, 2002 was a more, obviously the year that they got their redemption. But it was, I was talking about this backstage, and like I thought that what Brazil did, and it was the help of. I know some people are gonna be like, oh, why are you talking about commercial and this and that type concept, but it was a very interesting project. I don't know if you guys are into cinema, but John Woo is an incredible director, and he directed a Nike commercial for Brazil, and it was one of the coolest like presentations that you got to see for Brazil. And then it kind of encompassed a lot of what, like, it was like, what does Brazil do when on a boring day when they're stuck in the airport, And I just thought that the Nike commercial wasn't just an ad. It was like a mission statement. It was like, this is Brazil. Like we can, like they turned the airport into a pitch, and all of a sudden, some like a delay, your flight delay becomes a samba style presentation of a Brazilian football. It was like you had Ronaldo, Romario, Danielson, you had Roberto Carlos, all vibing, juggling, nutmegging security, like being bending shots off the post, off like the when at the end when he's like when R9 like gets the final shot and he ends up hitting the post. He hits the metal pole that you go in, the little railing or guard for getting into the airplane. It was super cool, and like it kind of made you excited about, like, as a kid especially, like it makes you it gets you excited about the game. It got you, it was a cool connection, and like these guys were like bigger than life to me when it came to that kind of thing. And like it was cool because like 98, as you guys were talking about, France 98. I think sometimes people forget how dominant Brazil was. Even going into, I get it, they lost to France, in that final. I get that. But Brazil was the team that year. Like they were the team. Like, because primarily the same team that won in 2002 were the core components of 98. So like, Ronaldo was at his peak, his prime. That he's the best player in the world at that time. Rivaldo is possibly one of the most
top player,
underappreciated players ever. Like that guy was pure class of a player. Cafu, you had Roberto Carlos, possibly two of the best fullbacks in international football of all time. They were some of those hybrids that we recognize now, that were fullbacks playing as glorified wingers at times, Dunga, who was the captain. I mean, eventually he ended up being the coach for Brazil, not to everyone's liking, but still, absolute presence. General of the team. The guy that everyone respects. And then Taffarel. He was. I think he was underrated as a goalkeeper. By the way, too, he was a top notch goalkeeper. Able to play the ball, one of the unique things. It was like kind of like one of those unique sweeper keeper style early versions of a sweeper keeper, I guess you could say. But they were, how like in video games, there's the final boss. You know what I mean? Like Brazil in '98, much more in 2002, obviously. Maybe they did their wrestling reversal of fortune. You know how like you go from heel to hero, but in '98, everybody wanted to beat Brazil. Everybody wanted to beat Brazil. And I think what makes the team live in my heart isn't just the fact that they were good. It's the fact that they had so much story behind every player, every part of the team. They were playing against a fantastic. I was hoping Lee would go more in depth into his France '98 team, because Zidane team was absolutely possibly one of the best French teams ever, configured as well. So it wasn't like it wasn't like a David versus Goliath type thing. It was two heavyweights going at it. It was like, it was like it wasn't even like the first Rocky, I guess you could say, but it was absolutely incredible players and player things. Ronaldinho goal versus Seaman. Oh yeah, how about that? Ronaldinho. I didn't even mention his name. I mean, possibly one. I think that he is. Would you put Ronaldinho as top 10 one of the greatest players of all time? Would you put Ronaldinho there?
He's not my cup of tea.
You can go either way. You can go either way, which I'm not going to. Yeah.
Some players.
Wait. Let JK finish his thought, and then Lee.
I always get a Scouse accent. I was going to say, you know what it is? Some players I don't connect to, and Ronaldinho was that one player I never connected to, and Zidane as well.
Okay.
I never connected to Zidane or Ronaldinho, even though they are top players. I just didn't connect to them. So, but I think, he has to be one of the top 10, hasn't he? He has to be. Got the skill set he's got.
I don't know. You can tell us in the chat what you feel. Do you think he's one of the top 10? I mean, I just named players. I didn't even put him in that list of players for that Brazil team. And
he is one of the best players of like the last, 30 years or something, isn't he? Mm-hmm. He was a really good player. I liked others more than him, but I did appreciate him. Like, he was one hell of a player. He was good to watch. Great player. It was great.
But you wouldn't put him in. But you wouldn't put him in top 10?
I don't know. Possibly, yeah. If the last, it'd be hard to knock him out of the top 10 of the last, 25, 30 years. When did he finish playing? How long ago did he finish playing?
That's a good question. I'd have to look that up for you. I don't know.
He was rather good, wasn't he?
He was good, but he had like a weird ending to his career. That's why.
Yeah, going to PSG. Should stay at Barca probably.
Mm-hmm. I'll look it up for you. Maybe someone in the chat can tell us.
Yeah, Rivaldo was my cup of tea. I love watching Rivaldo. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Rivaldo was top notch, mate, with that left foot of his.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Think of when he retired too. I don't think Romario was a fantastic player too for Brazil. But Ronaldinho definitely so much natural ability and flair, says Red Armchair Supporter. Thuram was the best right back, Bonkers is saying. On the ball, Ronaldinho's on all-timer, not off the ball. That's an interesting way of looking at it. Okay. I get what he's saying, meaning like when the ball's at his feet, he's one of the best players, but he wasn't necessarily a good defender or a good, that kind of player when it comes to being that kind of situation. Rivaldo said to me, try fix me up with. Oh, forget it. I almost read it. I almost read that one. All right, you almost got me.
Trying to get Desai after France '98. Norm says I didn't know that. I just love Marcel Desai. He was just the man at centre back. One he bastard Chelsea got him. There you go. Would have been nice.
It would have been.
Oh, he's such a good player. He could do it in his sleep. He was like Virgil, but like a bit different. But like, yeah, he was a great player.
I think it was 88 and 90 that he played for. Yeah, Mario, I think it was done by the time we got to 98. But Mario was the man too. Romario was like just super. I mean, that's like the 1990, 1994 Brazilian teams. But I thought Romario was just like one of the most consistent center forwards when it came to like Brazilian football as well. But all the same, I have 98, I have the 2098, 2002 era of Brazilian football as the team that I loved the most. Okay. The team that I thought was absolutely the team. What were you saying? Someone say something?
No, just that era of Brazil was good.
It was incredible, right?
Top skillful players. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I've enjoyed seeing some good Argentina and Italy for teams, but I could never draw up much enthusiasm for them as nations. Like just in a footballing thing. Like apart from that, no problem whatsoever. But the 1985 thing with Juventus fans put me off Italian fans for life. So I could never really draw that much enthusiasm up for like Italy winning something. But I did admire how good they were. Ditto Argentina, because there was the grudge with them, wasn't there? Like, from '86.
Did you? Do you know what their record was in, like, as in their win-loss record was in the Brazilian team in 2002 in the World Cup? Do you know what their record was?
I don't know. No.
JK, you want to take a guess? You can take a guess. You have to play. I think you got to play 4 games, right? No, wait, 3 games, or is it 4 games? It would be 3 games, I think, right? In the group stage, because there's 4 teams in each group, and then you have like the final, the semifinal, the quarters, and the round of 16 or around 37. What would you think would be their record in the 2002 World Cup?
I don't even hazard a guess.
You don't want to? Okay. JK, you want to take a guess? You want to? Maybe Norm, do you want to guess how many games? What was the record of Brazil in the 2002 World Cup?
What? How many?
What was the win-loss record in the World Cup?
How many games did they play then? There would be 3.
They would have played 7 games.
I think they won them all now.
Yeah.
7
There you go
games.
then.
Okay. God, I don't know. 5 wins and 2 losses.
Okay. He didn't obviously hear what
I
I
got
said.
7.
7 wins. They 7 played, 7 won. They had a perfect run.
Uh-huh.
Perfect run. Redemption. It was redemption for 98, basically, because they were on a mission. They were on a
Clubs
mission.
have lost. Clubs. International teams have lost their finals when they've scored first. Haven't it? It's happened before a few times. Lots of times.
I mean, the 2002 team wasn't perfect. They had pressure. They had politics. They had injuries. They had questions, meaning like whether certain players would play or who would play. But
I can't remember that one that well. That was Japan and South Korea, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yep.
I can't remember
That
one.
That was an interesting one too, because not off. They don't really do too often the two countries hosting the event at the same time, and especially since Japan and Korea don't necessarily have the greatest of international relations. So it was a very interesting partnership that they had to go through in hosting that Olympic, or excuse me, that World Cup. But yeah, I think even I think Kaká was on the bench of that 2002 team, right? I think so.
I think so. Yeah, around that era now.
Like
young is David Seaman and Ronaldinho.
Yeah, someone made who I think it was Bonkers made that statement.
I think I watched the opening game when South Korea played something, and then I didn't watch an awful lot of that World Cup. I don't know why, I can't remember. For whatever reason, I didn't that year.
I'm gonna say
pretty good of it.
I'm probably gonna get some stick. I didn't because there is an honorable. I would put an honorable mention, but I didn't really get to watch those teams play too much, other than just someone that I knew of, or players that I knew of that I enjoyed connecting to. But I'll get into that more in a second. But my silver place winner on the podium here was the era of 1990 to 1994 Colombia. Probably surprised to hear that shout, but for someone on this side of the hemisphere that got to see matches see quite a bit of the South American matches in that 90s era.
Colombia had loads of good players, didn't they?
Yeah,
some really good players. Like
their team taught you joy and tragedy can live in the same shirt, I guess you could say. It was it's difficult because this team, Colombia, was like one of the, going into the 94 World Cup, they were on some people's sheets or play sheets or whatever you call it. They were the favorites, if not the dark horse favorites, to win the World Cup in 94. They had an incredible team. It was like 90 was emphatically an amazing team as well. However, the 94 team was like the culmination of the golden generation of Colombia. And I know Colombia often gets overshadowed out there when it comes to football, when it comes to South American football, particularly because of Argentina, maybe even Uruguay, because of their early, dominance in the World Cup. But more so, obviously, Argentina, Brazil. But Colombia, for me, was like the names and the characters on their team was just, it had so much substance to me that I loved. They they were playing a style of football that was uniquely Colombian, to me at least. They call it toque toque. Hopefully, if Chris Angel's in the chat or if he hears this on the replay, he can correct my Spanish. But short passes, rhythm, patience, swagger. I mean, it had arguably one of my favorite players of all time, Carlos Valderrama.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably the biggest name, Carlos Valderrama, because he's the midfield maestro, wasn't he?
I mean, if you were there's for some, it could have been the Scorpion, the Rene Higuita.
Yeah. Got Freddie Rincon.
Yes.
Alvarez
Alvarez
was around down in '94 for Colombia. Who else did they have?
They had Alvarez in the Leonel Alvarez in the midfield. They had Asperia, right, as well.
Yeah.
They had obviously, rest in peace, Andre Escobar. I mean,
yeah, it was a good team. It was an exciting team as well. They were fancied to go far. It was, there was a lot of fanfare before it, and I got swept up in it all and was that excited by that Colombia team.
Yeah, they played with identity. They played with color. They played with pride. They played with passion. I just love the Colombian team. There's so much that I was rooting for, especially considering, the normal names that you expect from South America or this and that. But I'm going to start at Songs 4K. I'm going to start. If you guys got your own podiums, put them in the chat, and I'll be mindful of, if I don't see them, hopefully JK or Lee sees them to mention them so I can star them. But I even thought that 90s Colombian team was fantastic too, though. When they played in Italy, they were, that's when the real curiosity started to rise in the fact that maybe this team has something. That was the whole reason why I think 94 was a year that they could possibly do something, was because in 90 they had this is back in, Germany was still West Germany and East Germany in the 90s, right? Wasn't it still? When did Germany become
up until 90, the reunification was 90, I think.
Because in that World Cup, I think they did a West. There was a West Germany
at its only 90.
89, bro.
89. Okay.
89. Yeah. So there was.
But in 90, they reached the knockout stage for the first time ever in their history. Colombia did, at least, and they had a 1-1 draw with West Germany. I just, you're talking about Recon. Valderrama had an assist to Recon in stoppage time. It was he nutmegs the keeper. Pure composure. It wasn't just a goal for me. It was a statement. It was them saying, hey, recognize Colombia is here to play. Despite all the different things that are going on in our country, we're going to make a real presence and real difference in the world with our football play. I absolutely love that team. Now, again, I said that you're probably going to be weirded out. The fact that I don't say, you're probably thinking that at least the bronze medal goes to Holland. They're certainly an honorable mention. I'm going to say that they're certainly an honorable mention, but I would definitely find myself. I would call myself into question if I didn't have some connection to my own national team, and so called bias, I guess you could say that. I'm going to say that the 2009-2010 U.S. men's national team for me is my bronze winner. And why I say that is because I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but I got to watch my national team nearly upset possibly one of the best Brazilian teams in the Confederation Cup. Now, this wasn't World Cup, I get that, but in the Confederation Cup, we were up 2-0 that game. We ended up losing 3-2. But for a brief moment, I felt like the guy in Dumb and Dumber being like, "So you're saying there's a chance?" Like. Oh man, there's a moment where I'm like, "Are we about to beat Brazil?" Oh my gosh, it could have been one of the best moments. That could have easily been one of that was leading up to be one of the greatest moments in my football memory. But yeah, it was. It wasn't. It was probably because it wasn't the most talented team. I know I got asked about who was like a U.S. men's national team player that symbolized a lot of what U.S. men's national team is. I would probably say either McBride. McBride is a very talented player. I think McBride is an extremely talented player, ex-Fulham player, but for me, I think the player that like resembled what I remember or what I think of when it comes to U.S. men's national teams is either Carlos Bocanegra or Clint Dempsey is possibly one of my favorite players of all time when it comes to U.S. men's national team. I'd say
he did quite well over there. Dempsey scored, plenty of goals to keep him going, like over there. Not like an outrageous amount, but he was a decent striker, like when he was over there.
Mm-hmm. I know people will be like, "Well, why not the '94? Why not '94?" Claudio Reyna, good player, very good player. Casey Keller, good player. Shout out to Casey Keller too. Goalkeeper, definitely good player.
Kobe Jones,
Kobe Jones, yes, Kobe Jones.
Yeah, I met him. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, a few times actually.
That's real cool. Yeah, one of the original U.S. men's national players to rock the dreads. I know that. I knew Pops was going to come in with his German team. He loves himself the German national team.
Pops, yeah.
Brian McBride scored a few goals as well when he was in the Prem. Who was he with, Brian McBride? Was he with Fulham, was he?
He's with Fulham. Yeah, with Fulham.
Yeah,
I thought that I just think that I thought that if you play for Everton, I don't remember McBride playing for. He played for Everton too, huh? I thought he played for Fulham, but I don't remember him playing for Everton.
Oh yeah, I think he did. Yeah, briefly.
Very briefly, probably.
Does ring a bell now.
I think he got lost. He ended up there.
Yeah, I don't question Norm when it comes to when he makes the shout. So if he says so, I believe it.
Mate, we were so linked with.
I just remember Landon Donovan played for Everton. I remember that.
Yeah. What was his name? We were linked with forever, but we never got him. The American winger. He was at Chelsea. He played for Dortmund as well.
Yeah.
Pulisic. That's Pulisic, yeah. I was like, I mean, we had Brad Friedel, but we've had a couple of other. I'm sure we got a lad called Zach Whitbread.
I think there's not that many Americans that play for Liverpool. Surprisingly, I remember I looked it up. That's why there's only been like 4 or 5 players, something like that. It was something.
Yeah,
Captain America. Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
Pulisic. Anyway, we must have been linked with him for I don't know, about 3 years straight. But then it never happened. We
were linked with Tyler Adams too. He's American. Plays for Bournemouth now.
Yeah, he's doing well, isn't he? Yeah.
I also thought I know Brendan Rodgers tried to swap Hendo for Clint Dempsey, and I'm going to be blatantly biased, and I know I'm going to get called out for it. No disrespect to our captain Hendo, but I was all about that transfer. I would have loved to have seen that transfer. And I think that despite what people think, I think Clint Dempsey would have brought the team some real. I think he would have brought grit and fight, and he's the type of player he is a Liverpool type player. If you know what I mean? Like as in he reminds me of. I think he is a better Curtis Jones. How about that? I know that's not going to get too many people like Rare and Raven, but I think he's a better Curtis Jones in a sense. Definitely. I definitely have taken Dempsey. Dempsey was good. I think he was a good player. But the reason why I brought that 2009-2010 team up was because like that was like a pretty wild era. I mean, like that was a pretty wild era. Like we went on a nice little run in that Confederation Cup, and like that was like pretty incredible. I would even go. The reason why I said 2009, 2010 was because we got to South Africa after that 2009 performance. We got to South Africa, and many of the faces were the same. As in, you still had Tim Howard, you had Dempsey, you had Donovan, you had Bradley. The group stage was drama as always for Liverpool, for USA. And then we made some we made an incredible run. And we made an absolutely incredible run in that World Cup and lost to Belgium, unfortunately. But we went down fighting, had a goal at the end of the game with what was his name too? He's a German-born player, but he's a U.S. national. Do you know what I'm talking about by any chance, JK? What was his name?
I think, bro.
Yeah. What was it? It's gonna.
I can hear you typing.
I know. Yeah, I looked it up. So I did. Julian Green.
Oh, okay.
Julian Green. He scored in the like the 107th, like it was like extra time. It was like deep into extra time, 107th minute. And we brought it back. That goal made it 2-1, but it was just too little, too late in that game. But that was an incredible run for us. Incredible run. If we had to pull our answers together, and we had to pull the answers of the chat. Let me bring up the chat's answers too. So for Norm, he said the Soviet Union team from Euro '88, players like Mikalechenko, great left foot. They actually beat Holland in the group game, and then lost to quarterfinal, I think, game, and then lost in the final to Holland. And then Norm also said then Romario in USA '94, where they had Haji Petrescu, Popescu, Demetricu. A very Flair-like side, really style was great to watch. Red Armchair Supporter said Brazil 2002. He agrees with me. I think that was the best team of all time, to be honest with you. And then Songs 4K says he loved Ivory Coast 2006. That's a shout. I wasn't expecting that one. Drogba, the two Cones and the two Torres scoring the heck out of Argentina and Serbia. Okay. That's a shout. Wasn't expecting that one. Oh, Maxi Ramirez. Of course I remember Maxi Ramirez. Of course I remember Maxi Ramirez's goal in the 2006 World Cup. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a top player.
Yeah.
I liked Norman's Holland team, 88, the one he picked out. I think that they made a big effect on me as well. You know, Hullet, Van Basten, Rijkaard. So they're in for a shout with the second place gap.
Beijing Pops is saying, blessings to all. He says the 1982 and the 1990 back-to-back World Cup finals.
Yeah, German football them days were big time, man.
That was the era.
Mm-hmm.
That was the era. Those are the Klinsmann years, right?
Yep. Rudy Villa, Mateus.
Yep.
Mateus, man. What a player. Because Norman also wrote about Mateus in the chat. What a player he was, bro. He was just frightening now. He was just solid. He was everywhere. Like a proper DM. If we had him in our team now, bro, we're probably winning everything.
I'm surprised he didn't give a shout for, I don't know which team it would have been probably that you would have gone with, but those German teams with Klose was they were pretty incredible temes too.
Yeah, very good team. Yeah, Klose, yeah. Highest scorer in World Cups, Klose.
Yeah. They were
managing, he's getting into managing now. I think is it Wolfsburg or something? I read something about him recently. He's getting into managing.
Okay. Yeah. All right. He was a part of that. What year was that when they won 7-1 over Brazil?
That was it 2000? It was 14, was it?
Chat too, but 1982, 86, and 90 finals. Yeah. I was going to shout Paul Breitner.
Yeah, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. Yeah, top player.
How about yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what year was it. 2000. What do you think? 2000, 2010,
18,
2014.
I think 14, bro. I think it was 14.
Okay.
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
But you know what's crazy about that? That wasn't a final though, right? That was like a semi.
Yeah, semi. Yeah.
But it was such a big matchup that it felt like a final.
That result was so big. The whole world rocked. Like Germany just bashed them 7-1, bro. It was just big.
Yeah.
I remember the Germany midfielder Olaf Thon. I think he played for Schalke, but he was at the same time as Mateus, and he couldn't get in the team in front of Mateus doing the same sort of thing. But he was part of the squad in '90, and the squads in the mid to late '80s. Was a really good player.
I agree, Norman, as well, bro. I think Maradona, 86 for me is the best ever footballer of all time. I just think that goal against England, what a goal. Best player ever for me as well.
Who was this now?
Maradona.
Oh, Maradona.
There you go.
Is that why you picked the 82 Argentina team?
The 86 team, yeah.
86 team, I meant.
Yeah. I think Maradona, even though Messi's great, I just think Maradona was it was different type of football them days, you know?
So let's do a fun one too real quick. Then who was you picked the teams that we loved. Who was the player that was the player that you thought was was top shelf? What player would you have given? Who was your MVP?
Really likes watching Georgie Hadji do his stuff when he could. At international level with that Romania team.
I wasn't expecting that.
Remember that goal he scored in '94, from outside the area? It was just chipped them, It was did he mean it? Yeah, he meant that.
Norm is saying, in his
Yeah.
view, Maradona was Messi and Ronaldo in one, skill and the strength. Ooh,
Yep.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Red Armchair supporter is saying Paul McGrath.
Yeah, the goal against Belgium as well. Yeah, Pops. Yeah, top goal. Paul
The
McGrath.
Don Diego Maradona for Pops. Interesting. That's the MVP we're giving out for the memory lane.
You know what, bro? I haven't really mentioned England, but I think England also, the '86 team, played a big
Look
part
at you
in
having
me.
a heart.
But Gary Lineker, bro. I think Gary Lineker has to have a mention. I think he was big time, bro. Gary Lineker in that World Cup. Yeah. He has to get a
I would have
mention.
loved to put Baggio. It's just Baggio. I'd love to put Roberto Baggio.
Roberto Baggio, favorite player of mine. One of them.
He was a top notch player.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that unfortunately there's like the memories of him coming up short too on occasion.
Yeah,
that make me say he gets a shout, but I don't know if he would be like the MVP. I was giving a shout for Lineker.
he was class, bro. Everyone,
Okay.
yeah, hey, come on. He went to Everton. That was the thing. He played for Everton. If he played for Liverpool, maybe different story. But yeah, with Busy behind him. Yeah.
I'm trying to think who I would say was like my favorite. Like, who was my MVP when it came to football? Yeah, to World Cup play.
For me, Maradona. For me,
Maradona.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what to say.
You know what it was? It was that goal against England. When he got into England's half, he was flying, bro, gliding in the air. One part of the goal when he scored that goal, and it was just magical. The way he floated across the pitch, I was like, "Whoa, who is this guy?" You know what I mean? And for me, Maradona, what a guy, man. Yeah, Van Basten, also quality. That goal against Russia on the side. Yeah, he retired early, Van Basten. I think 28. I think he was 28.
Maybe I go Rude Hullet, maybe, but
Ronaldo as well, bro. The original Ronaldo. Also a top player, you know.
Yeah. Definitely top player. Peter Reed trying to catch Maradona.
Classic image.
All of them. Steve Hodger, everyone, Terry Butcher, they were all trying to catch him, man. They couldn't.
Peter Reed looks like Maradona's granddad, shouting him, going, "Diego, you've left your school books at home."
He's from Liverpool, isn't he? Early Peter Reed, no?
Reed was a cop out, yeah, stand on the top. Before he played for Everton, moved to Everton from Preston or Burnley, I think. Good player though. He was a good player.
Oh, yeah, he was a good player. He was a good player. So he was Liverpool fan then, yeah.
For him though that day.
For me, I've always been an R9 fan. So, but I'd probably say either R9 or I'd have to give a shout out to. I think Valderrama is one of the most underrated players when it comes to like recognition because he was just absolutely like different levels when it came to like his ability on the ball was like ridiculous. So I guess I get the shots from Messi. There's all love for him as well. But I mean, this guy was just like, he was not Messi's somewhat of a shorter stature person. Carlos, he was probably 6 foot with the hair at least. So
I think his hair gave him a good image, you know what I mean? Like, So you recognize him more about football, you know?
Yeah, his hair was something else. Yeah, I'll give a shout for Valderrama. Why not?
But I've never connected to this France and Spain teams. You know, like the great France team and Spain teams. I never connected to them. If you know what I mean. Like, I connected to Germany, Holland. I connected to them teams, Italy, but never France or Spain or Portugal. Yeah.
Yeah. During that run in Spain, what's that? Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was going to say, who you think is going to win it next year, considering the players they've got now? Like, do you think teams like Norway, with because they finished top of their group, they've got a chance, or with Haaland, there's stuff like I love to. I don't know who I'm going to go with. Look at England, bro. They didn't even concede a goal in qualifying.
That's a good question. I will say this before I answer that question. I will say also, considering we're just speaking on Spain, I would say David Villa was incredible when it came to. I mean, he during that run they had, he was like he was like almost unstoppable when it came to, presence up front. But I'd even go David Silva too. David Silva was like incredible on the ball as well. I think he's
the player we never got, man. What a player!
Yeah,
what a player!
Good player, very good player.
Pick
the wrong team to go to. The wrong team to go to.
But he did do well. Obviously, he did do well.
Yeah. Who do I think is going to win the? Who's my way too early to call it favorite for the World Cup? I was just saying, someone was asking about the U.S. men's national team. I think that U.S. men's national team are going to do one of two things. They're either going to have an incredible run like we did in South Africa, or we're going to have an absolutely horrific run like we did in Copa America. It's there's no in between. I don't think there's any in between.
Like Liverpool.
Yeah, there's no in between. It's either you're going to be on top of the world or you're going to be rock bottom, one of the two with our team. So that's how I'm looking at it. I'm hoping it's the the prior rather than the latter. But
Norman's comment there, bro. Have you read Norman's comment?
Terry Butcher. I'll bring it up.
Terrible Butcher.
Yeah.
Oh, too funny.
Ironically, Terry was not a butcher and had never plied his trade in chopping up and selling meat.
He's as much of a butcher as Martinez is a butcher, I guess. How about that?
Well, there have been a few players labelled that, haven't they? The butcher of Bilbao, Goycochea.
Yeah.
Terry Butcher, his thing, he was Ipswich with Bobby Robson when they won the UEFA Cup against AZ Alkmaar, and they had like John Walk, Eric Gates. They had loads of good players actually. George Bailey was one of their fullbacks. Manager.
Before we bounce too, I know you're limited on time, so I'm gonna try to do this as quick as possible.
You know what? There's no more butchers left in the game. Everyone's doing vegetarian, bro. You know what I mean? It is true, man. Vegetarians will come out of nowhere. No more butchers left, man.
Let's do this really quick. Let's have fun with this. Since we just gave our names, gave our teams, from those teams, let's make a combined 11. How about that, real quick?
Oh, go on then.
All right. So I'm going to bring up this. Hopefully this has the ability to do all the players. Sometimes they don't have all the players in there, so we'll see. All right. Combined 11. Do you want to start from the front or from the back?
From the back.
Okay. Combined 11. Who are you going to have in as our goalkeeper? Tell us suggestions in the chat too. You're part of this conversation, so it's not just us three on the screen. Who is going in as? Oh wow, it's automatically getting put out there.
Dino's off, bro.
Dino's off, I guess. You guys, you agree? I mean, you guys, I'm giving you some
Yeah, I remember him and he was good and all that one. Who was that Russian? No, not Lev
Could be-
Yashin. He has another one who was good, the Russians. Can't remember his name.
Gordon Banks from England.
Yeah, Gordon Banks, he was brilliant.
Gordon Banks, bro, from England, bro. Yeah, I think
They used to stay at their club years ago. You're like saying Terry Butcher, you know, he was in the team in 1990. Still like, and he was still at Ipswich. And same with who we just mentioned now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised that I want to see. What'd you say?
I was saying Banks stayed with Leicester, I think, pretty much his entire career.
No, I was trying to say.
Used 2 years ago. Same with Butcher at Ipswich, like he might have moved at the end for the entire career.
Italian 82 keeper. Okay, Red Arm Supporter saying Ian Walker. I was surprised that maybe like that. I guess I was waiting for Pops to chime in.
Well, Ian Walker is son of former Everton manager Mike Walker, who Evertonians had quite a lot of hope for. And I actually expected Mike Walker to do well after what he'd done at Norwich and like taking them into Europe and that and getting a good result here and there, like against Bayern Munich. But he comes to Everton and he's fucking shit. Mike Walker. Just like straight away.
That
I think. No, man. Remember Oleg Kuznetsov, the Russian centre back? He was good, Kuznetsov. He's got some good players. I remember in '86 they had the striker Igor Belanov, and he like scored some wonder goals, but like they didn't go that far.
I just thought that we would probably see the German keeper, Manuel Neuer, right? Neuer, pronounce it right? Correct?
Neuer, yeah. You can put him in there. He's a top goalie.
I thought he was. I mean, he was a part of some of those good German teams.
Yeah, talking of butchers, Tony Schumacher. Yeah.
All right, Dino's off is the entry he's going in. I guess.
Let's go Dino's off, yeah.
Let's see if I can get Dino's off.
Yeah. I like Dino's off. He's alright. He's sound. I can be liking him.
Let me see if I can. Dino. Let me do it this way. Hold on a second. And we're going 4-4-3-3, I would assume. So let me see if this one has a 4-4-2. So let me get it into a 4-4-3. Change the lineup. 4-3-3. All right. Dino is off. Let me see if I can find him. His off is not in here. We'll have to have a placekeeper for Dino's off because none of these bases have him in there. All right, let's go with left back. Who is the left back?
Maldini.
Dino's off is in there, but there's no. There was a good one, money. There's Roberto Carlos, Maldini. If you play
Roberto Carlos,
Maldini. As of Roberto Carlos. Yeah, Carlos.
I think
Cafu.
Maldini as well. I like Maldini.
Maldini, yeah. Who do you want to put in there?
I'll go Maldini.
Because you could play. Because Cafu could play the right side too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Norman's going on the right.
Put Cafu on the right, and then put. Oh, look at that! That's a shout.
Cafu and Lizarazu. Two ending in U. Cafu, Lizarazu. They'd be boss pair of fullbacks, wouldn't they? Cafu and Lizarazu.
Wagwan. Maldini on the left. All right, so Maldini on the left.
Mm-hmm. Yes, go left back. Yeah.
All right, Maldini on the left. This one has. I'll bring this one back up here. I put Neuer in as the goalkeeper. I know it is Zoff, but I just couldn't. This database didn't have that player. Just so you know, so that's the only reason why.
Neuer is good. He is good.
Yeah, he's the Zoff was injured, so we had to put in we had to bring in a sub because this database didn't have Zoff's name in there, so I couldn't put him in there. Roberto Carlos on this, that's a shout too. Roberto Carlos is a strong shout. Who we putting on the right side though? Who we put on the right side?
Gary Neville.
Mm-hmm. And wow, so we're gonna have to say goodbye to JK for the day. Thank you for
joining. Alves.
I can't come back on the show.
If Maldini's the left back, have a good attacking right back.
Cafu's got to be the right back, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Roberto Carlos is a shout.
Others that could be mentioned, I suppose. Dani Alves.
Dani Alves is a shout. That's a shout.
Thuram.
Cafu. I like the idea of Cafu though. I'm a Cafu man myself. Yeah. Cafu was brilliant.
I'm deep.
All right. So then, who we going with our center halves? Who are the center backs for this team?
How long back are we going in years? Can we go back?
I'm just going back to like the 80s, basically, because that's about right when everyone started really being able to.
Okay.
That's old enough that you could probably be able to remember the games or actively be able to say what their memories of those players were. So again, this isn't like the all-time World Cup or international football team of all time in the sense of Pele's and the likes, but this is just for the players that we probably grew up on. Lamb is a shout. That would have been a shout for a fullback.
I'm going with Lamb, bro. I'm going with Lamb. Yeah, Philip Lamb. I watched him when he first came onto the scene. I've seen him live a few times for Stuttgart. I was like, yo, this guy's great.
Mm-hmm.
And he was.
He's got Pop's got Carlos and Maldini. He's putting Maldini in the center because he did play center half too, center back.
Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva's a shout.
Desai.
Yeah, Desai, bro. Mm-hmm.
Desai would be a good shout. Yeah, nice and strong.
Yeah. Desai,
Maldini. Yeah.
Terry Butcher and Desai.
Why are we? I mean, wasn't.
I didn't know we chose Neuer. I thought we chose Dino Bloody's off. Did we choose Neuer?
You're talking about the 80s. So wasn't Beckenbauer still playing in the 80s?
No.
Yeah, just about. Just so very. I can't really remember him though. I don't. Was he?
Can we give a shout
out for the 82? But I can't really remember. I remember some of their other players, but not him.
Oh, Songs 4K said it. All right, my bad, Songs 4K. I just saw. I know he was 70s, but I mean, he did get into the 80s.
Yeah, 60s and 70s. He started like in the mid 60s. He was in that one of 66 that England beat to win the World Cup back in the losing team. Then he was on the.
I want to say a name that probably is going to get some people a little bit triggered. I know it's a name that I despise even thinking about having to say.
I know you're going to say.
Not John Terry.
No.
Sergio Ramos.
Sergio Ramos. Come on, bro.
Oh, the things I've thought of doing to Sergio Ramos.
Sergio Ramos was a really, really good player during his era. Even though I hate saying it, I mean, there could have been a possible spot where I was just like, where I even had maybe like an interestingly warm heart towards Sergio Ramos until that Champions League final. Then I was like, bun that guy. He needs to go.
Look at him, number one, that guy, mate, after that. after that palaver. And is what my attitude after the final when people were saying about it, like, no.
So Pops is saying he was past his prime by the 80s. He was past his
I
prime.
wouldn't pick him over like Desai.
I think you're talking about someone else actually. You can't pick up
Thiago Silva, so.
Yeah, Beckenbauer's class though, bro.
Who? Well, we
Beckenbauer.
need to pick someone. We need to pick someone. I was
Well, for me,
I was saying Beckenbauer and
Desai.
and I was gonna say, truthfully, I was gonna say Maldini as a center half, and I would have put Cafu and we've done what Pops did, which is put Roberto Carlos and Cafu as the fullbacks. Can we go that way? Maybe you guys comfortable with doing that?
No, because like
I don't mind that.
I want to put Marcel Desailly in there with someone in particular whose name begins with V.
Who are you saying?
Look, for me, bro, I'd rather go Philip Lam than Cafu.
All right, I'm trying to go with what the.
Oh no, I want that flair. Cafu. We've got to have some flair too. If we're having like Maldini as the left one,
this is a shout. That's a shout right there. He was talented.
He always good. Yeah, not good enough though. I would say, but there's been better than him.
All right, so then who we going for? Who we going for here? Left.
For me,
left.
Beckenbauer, Desai.
I'm gonna do Beckenbauer. And
yeah, Lam was a better defender than Cafu. Yeah.
And then who's on the other side? Who's on the other side?
Desai.
Desai for me. Top draw. Top.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think 12's happy with Desai.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Desai and Virgil would have been a good mix, but Desai was good too.
How do you spell his name? Spell his name out for me.
Desai, I think it's D-E-S.
Mm-hmm. I see him.
There you go. Because I didn't know how to spell it after that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's what we're going with. We're going with that. All right. That's the back line. All right, now we're in the midfield. Who are we going for the midfield? Who are we going with our midfield?
For me, bro, in the middle, Lothar Matthäus. 100%.
Matthäus, okay.
Yeah.
Shout. Who's the shout for the midfield? Who's our shout for the midfield? Matthäus is getting a shout again. Is that your shout, Lee?
Matthäus, no, let's have a think.
Michael Bradley? No, I'm just joking. Totally just joking. Much love to Michael Bradley.
Charlie Adams?
Yeah, right.
Are we not picking any Liverpool players then? Like that?
I know. We could have put Stevie there. You could have put Stevie there.
Okay. Should we do a 4-4-2? Should we change it to a 4-4-2 because it is like players from a while back when 4-4-2 was more.
Oh yeah. That's true. All right, we'll do a 4-4-2 because you're right about that. Because back then 4-4-2 was the 4-4-3 of today.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Got our Platini in there as well. You know what I mean? Platini, what a player.
All right. Well, then, if that's the case, if we're doing the 4-4-2 like that, then who are we putting in next to? Do you want to? Do we want to be biased and put Steven Gerrard in there?
I'm tempted, bro. I'm tempted.
It's got to be Maradona, hasn't it? Maradona next to Matthäus.
Okay.
I'll probably go Maradona up top, no?
Yeah, we'll go Maradona.
No, I want 2 forwards in front of him, mate, as well as him. It'd be devastating. I want to batter teams into submission with the brilliance.
Okay.
So he'd be the perfect partner for Matthäus. Silk and steel.
Silk and steel.
You got the Dan as well, bro.
How come? I mean, I get what you're saying. I would argue you could put Xavi there. You could put Figo there. You could put Zidane there. Who Who else could we put?
Zidane can still play. Doesn't mean Zidane can't play because Maradona's in the middle of Matthias.
I'm just thinking of shouts that you put there.
Well, look, bro.
You could put Messi there too.
That's the thing. There's a lot of options because, like, Lee wants to go 2 strikers up top. You know what I mean?
The 2 strikers. I would like the 2 strikers to be 2 strikers, not Messi.
Number 10s.
Or, like that or something. Like
we have Figo on one of the wings. He can play either very well. We have Figo, I reckon.
All right, so where are we going? I'm looking at the chat so far. He's saying,
look, bro, are we going to call Maradona a striker? No, we're not. So let's put Maradona there.
Maradona can go on one of the wings.
If you want to.
Maradona could go like, let's put Maradona on the, put Maradona on the left side or the right side? Which side do you want to put him on?
Left side.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I would put him on the right, maybe, so he can come in. Like against England, he went on the right, didn't he?
He'll be wandering like a bit.
Wandering.
Anyway. Yeah.
All right. Pick the side here.
If he's playing on the left, and Maldini will have things locked down behind him, like so he can wander into the middle a lot in this team.
I know it said Maradona center forward Cam, but we're gonna put him on that wing side there. All right. Platini. I don't think people.
You got Ruud Gullit as well, bro.
Yeah, I want to put. We can put him in there.
I thought we got to put Ruud in there, innit?
Yeah.
Pop's gonna say that as well.
Yeah,
go on, Pops.
One. Yeah.
I would put Valderrama in there too, but I mean, I'm obviously going to. I know I'm going to get outvoted by putting Valderrama in there.
No, I think the way that would be good.
If you had Valderrama there, being like
very physical, like very strong, and Maradona with his infinite amount of skill, drifting in between them.
So, are we putting?
Right, you can go Valderrama. Go with Peter Reid and Valderrama in the middle.
If you had Valderrama in the middle, it'd be ridiculous how many, like, he would be serving up like assists on platters left and right. What are we doing though? Let's go with so on the wing, who are we going with?
So we got Maradona on the left.
Figo. Do you reckon about Figo?
Well, you're going to put Zidane or Platini in there, don't you?
Who? Who'd you say? Platini. Okay.
Do you mean in the middle?
We're running out of spots. We're running out of spots. That's the thing. We put him in the middle.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Platini only really plays in the middle. Like, you can't be having him at the side.
I'm trying to see if I can find him in here. I don't think they don't have him in here in this database.
Platini. Oh, okay.
Is it?
What about Steven Gerrard? You know what?
Right. Is it Platini, right?
Platini, yeah.
Yeah. It's not showing up.
Let's get Steven Gerrard. Let's get Steven Gerrard on the right. Let's do it. Why not?
Phil Neville can be a sub now because he can play right back, left back, and has actually played centre back. So we'll make room for Phil Neville on the bench, mate.
Is that what we're really doing? Who are we going for strikers? I still want to put Valderrama in there for some reason, but
yeah, we won't do Gerrard because it's too much. Who's the one we're having then? Is it Platini? Is it Hullet? Is it who else did we say? Platini, Hullet.
So you're on Figo, right? You're on Figo, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, Figo, right? Yeah. What would be the best blend to put with him now with Maradona and Figo on the wings?
I'm telling you, if you had Valderrama there, it would be next level. Like, he would be out of all those players are fantastic, all those players, but he would bring that, like, Maradona has the same, that South American flair, obviously, but you would have he would be so different. He'd be such a different level when it comes to the midfield.
You know what, bro?
I'm down with the two though, so it's either or.
Like for me, the strikers could be Ronaldo at R9 and Closer. They're the top two strikers, aren't they? In World Cup history.
Ronaldo definitely.
Ronaldo definitely. Oh, I love to play Ruud Gullit next to him.
What about Ronaldo and Van Basten? Imagine that, mate. The two
R9 definitely
would be able to play together because they were so good. Imagine the threat of them two, Van Basten and Ronaldo, both in their prime, with Figo, Maradona, Mateus, and the as yet undecided midfield.
Would you? I mean, like, it's kind of crazy because this team does now not have either Messi or, R7.
Well, he gets loads. Him and them two get loads of plaudits anyway. So bollocks to them for tonight. Did they get enough? Like, oh, they're brilliant. So they're not here tonight, either of them, mate. And I think, Van Basten would be brilliant.
Romario was top class. I was speaking on it earlier. Romario was top class. He was just like the,
Brazilian.
He was just like so consistent, so incredibly consistent when it came to like, punch in the clock type, go to work and do it. But I think he's better at R9. I would rather have R9 at his prime. Obviously no pre-knee injury Ronaldo over Romario all day. I feel you though.
No, so we all agree R9.
Van Basten. He's saying Romario and Van Basten as his two front.
That's his. Then Karolinica, Ruud Gullit, Closer, Messi as well. Imagine Messi R9 up top, bro. Oof. You got to put Messi in. You got to put
Messi in somewhere.
You got to put Messi in there. Let's put Messi in there, bro, next to him.
But people are always doing that.
I know. I know.
Can't we have a night off? Have a night
Messi didn't play for United, bro.
Van Basten or Bergkamp or someone, or anyone you fancy other than
Messi.
Well, actually, what's his name? Scalacci from Italy.
Toto Scalacci.
Remember him?
I
remember him. Yeah. I mean, no, I don't think we got it. I don't think there's one Italian. Oh no, we got Bondini, so there's an Italian player represented.
I think, Platini would be good. I think alongside Mateus in that.
Again, this is probably like 80s, like early 80s to present. This isn't like.
Well, look, bro, I don't mind Platini going in there next to Mateus. Next to Gerrard, I mean.
If Platini was in the database, I would have put him in, but he wasn't.
He's not there. Okay.
That's
who's in midfield then, bro? Who's in midfield?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, Messi and R9 together. Ooh.
That's not in here.
Yeah, Litbarski was good. Yeah.
I guess he's not. That's disappointing. So I can't even get my pick anyway, and I don't think Valderrama's in there. So who do you want to put in there?
In the midfield.
Midfield. We need two spots. I mean, we could basically, take the easy way out and just put R7 and put Messi in.
Well, bro, Lothar Matthäus has to be in there.
Matthäus is in there. Matthäus is in there.
Yeah, Pierre Litbarski. I remember him now. 82. Yeah, Ballas was good. Ballas a good player. I was thinking of someone like with a lot of passing skill. Xabi Alonso, Xavi Hernandez.
No, I said Xavi earlier.
Yeah, Xavi would be good with Mateus, Maradona, and Figo.
Xavi, or even no one's really. I know you don't really like you're not like, but a strong word. I know that Zidane isn't necessarily your cup of tea, but Zidane could be in the midfield too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. But for me, Platini, the old school Zidane. Like the biggest player in France was Platini, and then Zidane. So you got to pick one of them two. I like Platini myself. I reckon he was a top player, but
Platini, if he was in the database, I would put him in there. The only reason why he's not in there is because he's not in the database here.
I never understood. I can't understand that. Mad. Well, then Charlie Adams, bro.
Yeah.
Let's put Stevie G there, man. Come on.
I put Zidane there. I gotta put Zidane was incredible.
He was, but
no. Am I getting Modric's a shout? I like Modric. I'll put Modric in there.
I'd put him in there. Good job.
Is that a shout?
That's a shout, bro. Because when you look at his stats and that, he's got good stats, man. No one ever said nothing about the goalkeeper, Casillas.
Modric? Luca. Big up, Daz, by the way. Big up.
Oh, bless up, Daz. Long time.
I would have put Xavi, but Modric is possibly going to be the workhorse that we're going to put in the midfield. Are we cool with having Messi in the front line? Are we cool with having him in the front line?
I prefer him not to be in it. Him and CR7.
It would definitely. I'm sure if we don't put him in, if we don't put Messi or R7 in this lineup, I'm sure we will definitely get clipped up.
I want me Van Basten, don't I?
There would definitely be some people
Van Basten and Ronaldo would be amazing. That would just be too heavy to handle. I know how good Messi is, but imagine Ronaldo and Van Basten being served up by all them great midfielders and Cafu.
I don't know, bro. Like Ruud Gullit for me as well. That's a big option. Closer because of his World Cup figures. He got the most goals.
Yeah, we could easily have Ruud instead of Modric. Like it's a close call, and for a few players in there, Platini, you said Platini ain't in it. Who else do we say? Zidane. So there's others as well that deserve a mention, like, I suppose, isn't he? I used to really like Redondo, but like we've got Mateus, haven't we? No Redondo. He's just a class player.
Yeah, I don't. I think you have to have. It's tough not to have Zidane in there, dudes. I'm just telling you, it is tough not to see Zidane. Zidane was pretty incredible. Van Basten, Ruud Gullit is a shout. Ruud Gullit, I would go only over Van Basten only because I just like Ruud Gullit in general.
Yeah, big Gullit fan. Yeah,
I don't know.
Gives the midfield a different look.
But he would have to go in the midfield. I don't think he would go in. I don't think he would go in the as a striker, at least, right?
No, midfielder, central midfielder.
Because he did play center. He did play striker and center forward.
Yeah, I think he plays all over the place. I remember I found there used to be a programme shop near Anfield where you could look at old programmes. Just was loads of them. Just right near Anfield it was. And there was like a England versus Holland programme from 1980. And Ruud Gullit was in the Holland squad then in 1980. It was like, oh, bloody hell. Because like it was when he first like come to people's attention, like, you know, for AC Milan. And
all right, last but not least, then, who I know Arsenal fans are going to say, "Where's Henry?" Probably or something like that. I'm sure.
Lee Dixon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Rice, Declan Rice, bro. Put him in there.
Yeah. Who are we going with this last pick then for up front?
Oh yeah, we do a double Dutch. Yeah, Gullit and Van Basten go together naturally. And with Ronaldo, Mateus, Figo, Maradona, Hazard, an excellent looking backline, especially a ball playing backline. Like, that team couldn't fail to devastate, could it?
Someone stole Messi,
similarly, but like, you know, Messi dropping deep and that. I mean, we've got Maradona and Gullit who want to get forward, and so does Figo. So I reckon Hullet with Van Basten.
Ooh, that's a shout. I'll admit that. That was a. I mean, I think he's now the all-time leading scorer for France, but I don't think he gets into this. I'm not going to put him into it.
Yeah, I used to like that shot more. Yeah,
we would never hear the end of it if we put Giroud in here as the 11.
You know what, bro? Let's go with the top scorer in World Cups. Closer. Yeah. You know what I mean? Come on, him and R9 together. They're the most top scorers, both of them. So I'll go with that then. If you want to.
If let me make sure there is no. So this team has no England players on it. It has
all Liverpool players, no problem.
No Liverpool players either.
We have a nice off. And we have a nice off from Messi and CR7, as he's called, the fake Ronaldo. The Yard Ronaldo.
The goalkeeper was supposed to be someone else, but he is unfortunate. If the name wasn't in the database, it automatically had to go to someone else. That's all. See if everyone's okay with. Run through
the team, bro.
Thumbs up or thumbs down in the chat if everyone is okay with this lineup. Thumbs up.
Forward. I wanted to be Marco Van Basten, double Dutch. Hullet and Van Basten.
We've got about 5 minutes left.
Apple pie and custard. Hullet and Van Basten.
I think that's
Germany's got 2 players as well already. They've got Matthias and Beckenbauer. So 9 Danke for the third man in closer. We'll have double Dutch. Hullet and Van Basten.
I think it's a quality team, by the way.
The top team, bro.
It is. It's good, that, isn't it? That would be
Figo. Maybe Figo wouldn't be my pick.
Who would be your pick on that side then?
There's only one, Steven Gerrard, bro.
Is that how we get him in? Is that how we get him into the lineup? It is knocking out Figo.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to think of players who have won the World Cup and stuff as well. So,
Retro Norm is saying, "Hang on for a minute." What about who? Who are we trying to shoehorn in the last minute here?
John Aldridge in the Ireland World Cup. They were the days, man.
Oh, a manager. Oh, yeah.
Jack Charlton for me. Jack Charlton. Jack Charlton.
Okay.
From the Irish teams in the 90s and that.
What about Beckenbauer, player manager?
Yeah, well, just have him be a player manager. He was one.
Beckenbauer can be the player manager.
I'm down with that. Beckenbauer is the player manager, especially since
Ruud become player manager as well at Chelsea. Don't forget, Ruud was still playing when he was first managing Chelsea.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Mm-hmm. He could be assistant manager. He could be the assistant manager. Or well, then
they don't get 2 wages. As long as they don't get 2 separate wages.
Who do you want as the team captain? Then we can do that.
Mateus for me.
Mateus, 1 vote for Mateus. Mm-hmm. Who's your vote for?
For me, captain, I don't like picking strikers as captains, but it'll have to be Marco Van Basten for me.
Oh, we didn't put Van Basten.
He's not even in the
team. We always
I know.
Oh my word.
Okay, we'll have Messi then. We'll have Messi.
Messi's not on here either. You made us not have Messi on here. You said no R7 and no Messi.
Back on my words. If I can't have Van Basten, we might as well have Messi instead of the closer.
I surprised
the goal scorer as Miroslav Klose was.
Could be the.
He should be getting closer to this team. No way. He's not. No, he was a good player, Closer, but he doesn't look right there. It has to be someone.
I know what you mean, but he's the top scorer, bro. He's 17 goals, I think. In World Cup.
I know, mate. He was mental, with the goal scoring, but it would have to be someone else, I think.
If we're going to make him the manager, we might as well make him the captain. How about that? Make Beckenbauer the captain. How about that?
The one-man show. Yep.
The one-man show.
Yeah, Beckenbauer.
He's captain and Ruud's player manager. Who's vice captain? Who should we give it to? Maldini. Should we give it to Maradona?
Yeah, Maldini. Yeah. Maldini probably would be the vice captain, or maybe Nara would be the vice captain because he's captain of Germany, or was at some time, or some points he's been captain for Germany. All right. So
Everyone wants Beckenbauer as a player manager, so that's cool.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What about Hristo Stoichkov up front with Ronaldo?
Really, I just want to see what it looks like. Who? Just give it to Robbie Savage. Okay. Bench. Mateus should get the shout. I shout. I can understand that shout. Nedved on the bench. All right. Well, this is where we're gonna leave it, I guess. I know I stuck in Messi. I know I stuck in Messi. I'm not gonna get the end of it, I'm sure, by sneaking in Messi. It's better than sneaking in R7. How about that? That would be an incredible front line though, to have Ronaldo and the two Ronaldos as your front pair. That would be pretty incredible.
That'd be pretty decent, you know what I mean?
Who would you rather have? Would you rather have R9 and R7, or would you rather have R9 and Messi? I'm surprised Neymar didn't get a shout, by the way.
Who?
Who? Really? Come on.
I didn't hear what you said.
Neymar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but who? Come on.
Exactly.
I don't think he fulfilled his. Him and Ronaldo are born on the same day as well.
Yeah, he was too busy moaning Neymar to get on with the footy half the time. If he wouldn't have moaned,
dedicate himself to
it as a player. He spends an inordinate amount of his time moaning.
Yeah.
This
would be an insane team, by the way. This would be an absolutely insane team.
I don't know. He was dead good. He played for Croatia, but obviously for Yugoslavia before that. He was in the Red Star Belgrade team that won the last European Cup before it became the Champions League in '91.
Mm-hmm.
There's loads of good players in that. Stojkovic, and it was that fellow Savicevic, I think, was in that team. Around racing and that. Was dead good, that team. But Prosinecki himself, playmaker, excellent player, Robert Prosinecki. Look,
people, you might not have thought it, but it has been 2 hours that we've been here, and at least we're coming up on the 2 hour mark. It was my pleasure and definitely a fun ride down memory lane to talk about some of our beloved teams here. I know we couldn't come to a general consensus as to what a combined 11 would look like. There's a lot of players that are still being mentioned, a lot of players that should probably still be a part of this lineup. But it was a little bit of a break from your norm. You don't have to listen to, not to break from our norm, but from the normal. And it was an opportunity to talk about some teams, talk about some memories, talk about some times about some teams and some players that really brought back some really, really, really good memories for a lot of us. Made us really enjoy the football. It really made us enjoy maybe the moment in our lives that we got to experience those moments of the game. And there you go. Ema could be the team mascot. I got you. But
Enzo Schifo was good. Yeah.
We could put. I don't know. We could put Endo in there. You want to put Endo in there? No, I'm just joking.
Endo Schifo.
Yeah, he was really good. He used to like Enzo Schifo. Wanted him for Liverpool. I don't know who was our manager at the time. It was probably someone shit at the time, and we couldn't have him. But Yeah, I used to like him a lot. And so she felt good left foot.
You know what we can do in the chat, bro? Not in the chat, in the comments after the show. If you want to put your own team and you could put it in the chat and we can look
Absolutely.
at them.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do my that'd be a good idea.
Do your this was like this is as close to a consensus as we could come to. Some of this is obviously me doing a little bit of executive privilege of since I have the control of the mouse here.
I bet Platini was there, but you telling us he wasn't.
Yeah. Yugoslavia, as it was in the 80s, had some fabulous individuals. Yes, they did, Lee. Tim Cahill. Yeah, okay. All right. Shout out to Cahill, I guess. Top show for us dinosaurs. Yeah, exactly. This is the Jurassic Park edition of Liverpool 12th Man today. So some of these players, I'm sure some of our younger brothers and sisters are probably scratching their heads as to who they are. But hey, just recognize that some of these players, go give a look at some of these players. Absolutely phenomenal players. It's a horrible picture of Ronaldo, actually. But all right, this is how we're going to do it. We are going to end the show here. I'm going to let my panelists give their shouts. JK, would you like to say anything before we bounce out?
Yep, top show, bro. It was good. Like thinking about the old school World Cups and stuff. Good. Never talked about Liverpool today.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
So,
We talked about for like a brief 20 seconds or something, maybe. We talked about Origi and Shaqiri or something like that earlier.
Oh yeah, Origi, bro, what a player he was. I feel sorry for him actually. He didn't go to another team, got regular football.
Yeah.
Laudrup brothers, exactly. Biden, Ops. Laudrup brothers on the subs bench, 100%.
There you go.
Yeah, bless up the chat as well. Great, Pops, everyone. Red Armchair, Norman, Songs 4K, whole group.
All right, Lee. You want to say anything to the people before we push off?
I was just trying to think who the centre forward was for Yugoslavia then. The other dead goes well. It wasn't like any.
I told you. Look at that. What did I tell you? We didn't. I knew we didn't even get to the. Not sorry, Lee. I was going to say we didn't even get to the comments, and we're already getting. Where's Messi in that team? Told you. Rewind a little bit. You'll see Messi. He was there.
And he told us we can't have him. So
yeah, we're just looking. We're putting in different players here and there to see what looks best. We had Klose there. We had Messi there. So.
Darko Panchev. That was his name. His name was Darko Panchev. Darko, as in Donny Darko, and then Panchev, Pancev. He was the goal scorer in that Yugoslavia team. The others were like the creative stuff, like Savicevic was a good goal scorer. Prozinecki and Stojkovic, like great midfielders.
I really think he's going to be in here. Nope. All right, people. This is the team we're going to go with. I don't know who we're going to put in as that other striker. Maybe. I don't even think he's on here. He's not in here either.
Fabio Guarini?
Romario isn't. I know. I don't think he's in the
Romario and Ronaldo.
He's not in this database.
The Brazilian.
Yeah, he's not in this database, so I can't put him in. I would have already everyone. I've already gone on my whole thing about the. Here, we can do this maybe. How about we do this? We can do this maybe. No, can't do that. I don't know.
I've got a striker for you, bro. Osimhen up front.
Awesome. Yeah.
Let us
What
sign
is
him
saying?
first.
Yeah, we have to keep
Yes,
that.
yeah.
We'll keep him there. We won't change him. Keep him there.
I don't know who else. Romario, we couldn't put in there. Oh, I know who we could put in there. Because I couldn't put in Valderrama because he wasn't in the database.
That's why I said Songs 4K. Lineker. I don't mind having Lineker up front next to R9. That'd be bad boy as well. He's a toffee.
Mm-hmm. How about that? Is that okay for everyone?
I'd have Beardsley rather than like a partner Ronaldo. Beardsley be a good partner for, and he can drop deep and that because Hullett likes to go forward.
I'll
go with that, bro. What you done there? You put Rude Hullett in, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with that. Maradona up top.
Put Ronaldinho in there too, maybe. No Ronaldinho or no? Yes.
Not for me.
Oh, I know you're not. That's the other player. You're not big one. I got you.
But for me, Mateus Hullett.
This is tougher than it looks, people. This is a lot tougher than it looks.
We'll push Maradona in between Ronaldo and the others, and we'll Ronaldinho.
It's a lot tougher than it looks.
Does Figo not get a shout still?
Yeah. I put to get an English player in there. I already put Steven Gerrard in there. I already snuck him in. No one even noticed that I snuck him in there.
I know I did. No, I noticed the Figo had disappeared, and the Maradona had moved up front. We've got a space. Should we give it to Zidane? Let him drift in off the left.
You guys really think that Lineker gets in there? Was he? I know he was a talented player, but do you really think he should be in 11?
Nah, not with Ronaldo. We've got Ronaldo.
I mean, does that look right?
Ronaldo's got goals, mate. Beardsley would be a good one.
The only reason why we're in a 4-4-2, by the way, is
like players that could play good together because Beardsley could set them up. He was very good at creating chances. Lineker not so much finisher, but we've got Ronaldo. And we've got all them in midfield, mate. You know what I mean? We don't need to out-and-out goal scorers. We need Ronaldo, Nazario, and someone a bit more delicate and refined as a forward, maybe. Not a breaker of records with goal scoring, but someone who's deadly and creative.
He's not there.
Yeah,
we're gonna stick with what we have. I tried to see Lineker. I don't know if I could feel. I would sooner put Van Basten in there than put Bergkamp's a shout, but I would sooner put Van Basten than before I put Lineker. To be honest with you.
Oh yeah, Van Basten. Damage him and Ronaldo could do together. He's like I was saying then, about who'd be suited. I don't know if them two would be suited together, but it'd be fun to find out, wouldn't it? And I suppose Gerrard does does he look with Maradona in midfield? Gerrard does give a bit more balance, doesn't he? Because Cafu's bombing on behind him.
Yeah. I don't.
Okay, let's leave it to let's think about this one then.
How about this? Yeah. How about this? I'll leave that spot blank, and you can shuffle the lineup around, and you can put whoever you think should go there. You tell me in the comments. I'll be certain to look at the comments. All of us see them when they pop up on our feeds. So put in who you think who should get the final call up on the 11. I'm sure you'll have Messi's. I'm sure you'll have R7s, but maybe you'll have some players that are, outside the box, if you want to call it, in the sense of bringing up someone that maybe some of us don't necessarily think of. But you tell me, who do you want as that player? Because Because if we don't figure it out, I'm about to go to a 4-5-1, so we could just be. That way, I can get all the players. I can get at least the players I want to see in there. So who knows? All right, but good show. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for JK he was only supposed to be here for 30 minutes. He lasted a whole 2 hours. So shout out to JK for joining us and sticking it out. Big up to Lee. Lee is always our scouts in the house. Is always the rock that we need. You know, he's the stone. He's the stone.
On the spot reporter. On the spot
reporter. Exactly.
Always hanging around Anfield to find out the latest gossip in that program shop that used to exist when I was a kid that isn't there no more.
Yeah. Norm said a comment about that too. By the way,
yeah.
Okay,
so I found out that Roos Hullet was in the Holland squad in 1980 against England at Wembley in a friendly.
Cool. All right. Well, tell me what you guys think. Norm, pick a player from that Russian team maybe that you would like to see in this lineup. You know, I think there was Sans 4K. I think you said the Ivory Coast team. You know, I don't know. Maybe you want Drogba in there or something like that. I don't know. Tell us what you think. Who you would like to see there. I would love to see the selections and the teams that you guys come up with. You can see how difficult it is.
It is difficult, bro.
It's extremely because someone doesn't make the cut, you know, and it always ends up being someone that you want to see. But all the same, big up to everyone that joined us today. Thank you for joining us. Definitely tune in tomorrow. We're getting that much closer. It's going to be that much closer to getting back to Premier League football. We'll probably give you hopefully JK can give us like a little update on our fantasy football league. Some notable changes at the top of the table of the football league. I know Rasta Crab is up at the top of the list, and players like teams like that. I think last I looked, at least I saw Chris Angel was up there too. Bayesian Reds doing a concerted effort to do better than they did this year. So big up to them. But yeah, we will be back tomorrow. We'll have a cool little episode, probably a little bit more updates on what's going on with the team. And until then, definitely up the Reds each and every time. And I hope that is an absolutely incredible evening, morning, afternoon, whichever it is for you, that you have an incredible day all the same. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everyone.